Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sun.
Last Sunday in Seattle, Aces squared off as Blake Snell went to the Hill in his home city for the first time as a big leaguer and dominated the Mariners. However, the King held court on his home turf as Felix Hernandez came away with the victory. Tonight, the rematch takes place at Tropicana Field. The Rays continue the homestand at Tropicana Field, trying to find the winning side of the ledger. This is game 3 of the 4-game series between the Rays and the Seattle Mariners. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. Dwayne Stats, great to have you aboard. Well, the Rays have come close the last 2 nights, dropping back-to-back one-run decisions in potential comeback fashion. And speaking of comebacks, we'll throw this one back to Sunday for the pitching matchup in Seattle, and it doesn't get much better than this with Blake Snell against King Felix.
Could it possibly live up to what it was just 5-6 days ago? We will wait and see, but these guys were outstanding. You think about Blake Snell getting the opportunity to go back home in front of family and friends, and look what he was able to do. Just 2 hits given up in 6 innings, but the strikeouts, 12 punch-outs, 2 per inning, didn't walk anybody, got it done. Of course, all 4 pitches. The slider was particularly nasty against this lineup. On the other side, Felix Hernandez, I'll tell you what, it was his best start of the season to date. 8 strong innings, gave up just 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and with him, it's about keeping opposing hitters off balance, whether it's the fastball, the curveball, the slider, and the changeup, and he had the perfect mix 6 days ago.
Well, the Rays have dropped the last 2 games by 1 run. In fact, they played a lot of those. They are 9-16 in 1-run games, and Rich Hollenberg will take an up-close look at all that when we return.
Martinez and the Mariners set for Game 3 of this 4-game series with a thin line between wins and losses between these two. These two teams have played 5 times already this season, and would you believe that 4 of those games have been decided by a single run? That should actually come as no surprise as we take a look at our Toyota Inside Look. Seattle and Tampa Bay, the top 2 teams in Major League Baseball in one-run games. The Rays have the most losses in one-run games in the majors. Daniel Robertson says the team is frustrated but focused on reversing the team's fortunes.
We're a competitive team. We can compete with the best teams in the league, but we just got to do the little things right. And right now, it's just not happening. And I'm confident that our team will pick that up. So the effort's there, energy's always there. It just seems like we're just one play or one big hit away from winning these close ball games, and it'll come.
Here's hoping that one big hit comes today. The Rays intent on snapping their 8-game skid, channeling their inner Devil Rays with the throwback uniforms. We're under 4 minutes to go before first pitch of the Rays and the Mariners. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson with the call next.
Throwback look for Blake Snell wearing that Devil Rays jersey as he heads to the mound to square off against the veteran right-hander Felix Hernandez. We'll take a look at the Seattle starting lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Gene Segura will lead it off. Segura, the shortstop, followed by Mitch Haniger in right. Nelson Cruz, the DH, in the 4th spot. Kyle Seager at 3rd base in front of Ryan Healy at 1st. Batting 6th, the catcher Mike Zunino. Denard Span hits 7th and plays left with Guillermo Heredia in center. Andrew Romine, switch hitting infielder, is at 2nd base, batting 9th.
Well, Blake Snell having a tremendous season here for the Tampa Bay Rays, and Let's look at a scouting report on him. Big reason why, home cooking. You look at his numbers, 5 starts here at Tropicana Field. He is 3-1, but the ERA .86, giving up just 3 earned runs in 31 1/3 innings of work, and no risk for you. A big reason why he's been so successful everywhere he's pitched this year. Opposing hitters just 3 for 56 with runners in scoring position against Blake Snell. That's an .054 batting average, and that is the best in Major League Baseball.
Well, here's Segura leading off. First pitch of this game is a high fastball at 95. Segura, the 3rd leading hitter in the American League at 340 with 5 homers and 40 runs batted in. And the pitch is a strike. It's 1-1 in the game Sunday in Seattle. Blake Snell came out throwing strikes, struck out the first 7 men he faced. And a high chopper. It's going to be a tough play. No play. The toss floated to first by Bowers, and it's run down by Snell. A high chop. Snell got a late start getting over there. Would not have gotten there anyway, but the toss from Bowers was to no one in particular at first base.
Well, these are the little things. You can see Blake Snell hasn't even broken, so there is no play to be made there. And Jake Bowers, aggressively spinning and throwing. And these are the little mistakes that the Rays can ill afford to make. And unfortunately, that's been something that has plagued them here over this losing streak.
Well, Segura gets credit for a base hit and an error charge to Bowers on the toss. And just like that, on that little chop, Seattle with a man in scoring position.
Well, that's where Jake Bowers, he's assuming that Blake Snell is going to be there. And you could see that there was a very late break for first base, and even so, the ball was tossed a little too high.
It was Haniger cutting a miss. Well, you talk about getting right down to business. Mitch Haniger, 3rd in the league in runs batted in. He has 47, hitting .273 as you can see there, but over 300 with men in scoring position. So an early challenge for Snell and the Rays.
He's also hit left-handers very well too, just to add to it.
This one is down, 1-1. Haniger drove in a run last night, homered with 3 runs batted in the first game of this series, and beat the Rays in a walk-off home run in 13 innings up in Seattle. It's 2 balls and a strike. Slider taken down and in by the right-handed hitting Haniger.
That's the one thing that you will see. You watch enough of Blake Snell is 4 above average to elite pitches, and he is not afraid to go to any one of them in any count. That's what's really allowed him to make that jump into that next level.
And he misses with the fastball. It's 3-1. He was a little heavier with the slider in that outing in Seattle than he's been overall this year. But boy, he was on. Fastball, slider, you name it.
That's the wonderful thing about having multiple weapons too, because if the slider on a particular day you're getting good results with it and you feel good with it, well then you know what, you hang your hat on that pitch that day.
There's a cut and a miss, and we go to 3-2.
But he's got those options. He can go with the curveball. We've seen him use that as a put-away pitch. The changeup, not afraid to use it ahead or behind in the count. And the fastball, always a weapon, as you saw in that last pitch. Can try to overpower you with it.
Segura on second. 3-2 to Haniger. Popped up right side. Bowers after it, coming in from right. Gomez, he'll make the catch, and holding at second base is Segura. Boy, a big out right there of Haniger.
Let's go ahead and set the Rays defense for you, brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source And in that outfield left to right, we have Rob Refsnyder, Malik Smith, and Carlos Gomez. Across the infield, third to first, Christian Arroyo, Daniel Robertson, Joey Wendell, and Jake Bowers, with Jesus Sucre behind the plate.
Well, another tough out in Nelson Cruz. Cruz at .251 for the year, 31 runs batted in. Turn, nothing doing back at second base. Cruz 2 of 7 in his career against Blake Snell. The pitch is wide. It was a fastball, mid-90s.
You could see Blake, obviously giving Gene Segura an eye back there at second base. If you were going to attempt to steal third, this would be the time to think about it. He is a stolen base threat. You've got Christian Arroyo well off the bag at third back over here, so he's got a little ground to cover to get there. To keep an eye on him. See, they got that little walking lead too.
And a foul to the right side takes the count to 1-1.
That was really nice right there of Blake Snell holding on to that ball for just a tick longer, because Segura back there trying to time him up.
Well, and that's the variation of timing in your delivery that comes in handy.
And with a guy on second, you've got to make him stop. You've got to make him stop.
2-1. Well, the fastball for Snell in the mid-90s here, 95 early going. You will see that at 97 at times. Fastball average is just a tick under 96. And a turn, throw back to second base. Wendell taking the throw, and Segura getting the hand in there.
Oh, a good feed there by Snell. Did everything right, just Segura able to get back in. Try to shorten that lead.
Now the 2-1 is low. 3 balls and a strike. Snell trying to pitch around the infield hit and the error, putting Segura at second base with nobody out. Now 1 out. And 3-1 to count on the designated hitter. Nelson Cruz waiting up there. They're cutting a miss.
I'll tell you, how about that? A 3-1 changeup, and very well executed.
Well, this is a great example of what you were talking about in the open. Any pitch, anytime.
I don't think that those hitters don't notice that. Makes it tougher on them.
And the 3-2 pitch gets away for ball 4, goes to the backstop, and now there are men at first and third.
Well, Sucre was just not able to get his glove over, trying to track this fastball down and in, and not able to roll the glove over. That's a tough attempt right there to make that catch.
Walk and a wild pitch, the scoring on that one. So Segura goes to third. Men on the corners for Kyle Seager. The Rays overload the right side. Arroyo alone on the left side. And Seager out in front, swinging and missing. The breaking ball. Seager 225 for the year, but a little topsy-turvy righty-lefty so far this year.
Reverse splits.
Yep. Right back into the screen, 0-2. 96 on the fastball. Well, there's a look at how he's done against lefties. 262 and just 206 against righties.
Pretty extreme difference there for Seager. And now Blake Snell, and this is what you can do. You know, you've got elite stuff. It's been a bumpy ride here to start off this ball game, but you've got Seager down 0-2 and the opportunity to punch him out.
And a ground ball. Diving stop. Wendell Robertson won first base. Safe the call there. The Rays got the out at second. Segura scores. And a close play at first base. The Rays tried to unload that and tried to turn it as quickly as they could.
But just a little too much air on the glove flip. See how that ball stayed up there just a hair too long, and that's what allowed Kyle Seager to get down to first. Well, Daniel Robertson had to wait on that. I mean, that's such a tough flip, and those are, you're just hoping to make that flip, let alone, you know, trying to get velocity on it. But that little hang time got that run in.
Well, they get the second out of the inning. Now Seager's at first with a run home. And here's Ryan Healy, the first baseman. Pitch is a strike. So the Rays hope to get over that bump, giving up just that one run. Foul the other way, 0-2.
And I'll tell you what, you know, you get greedy because you want the double play.
Yep.
But the fact that Joey Wendell got to that ball, that could have very easily been a base hit up the middle. Now you've got to run in first and third and still just one out. So the fact that he even got to that was a plus. But he's done a tremendous job out there at second base. Really anywhere you put it.
And the 0-2 is popped up. Bowers and Sucre. It's going to be Sucre to make the catch on this one. The Rays limit the damage to just the one run. Robertson, Bowers, and Duffy due up. Bottom of the first coming. The lineup presented by your local Ford dealers. Daniel Robertson to lead off, and then Jake Bowers up in the number 2 spot, followed by the DH Matt Duffy, Joey Wendell, Carlos Gomez, and Malik Smith down the middle. Christian Arroyo, Rob Refsnyder hits 8th. Jesus Sucre, the catcher, batting 9th.
Well, Felix Hernandez will be trying to duplicate what he was able to do against the Rays his last outing, where he went 8 innings, gave up 1 earned run. As you look at the season numbers, That was his best start of the season, his longest outing of the season. But the Rays have a pretty good idea of how he's going to attack here this afternoon, I'm sure.
First pitch, Robertson takes it for a strike. Hernandez working over the corners in that outing against the Rays in Seattle. And changing speeds, ground ball handled by Segura, the shortstop. It's out number 1.
Let's go ahead and set the Seattle defense for you. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Stores. In the outfield left to right, we have Denard Span, Guillermo Heredia, and Mitch Haniger. Across that infield third to first. Got Kyle Seager, Gene Segura, Andrew Romine, and Ryan Healy with Mike Zunino behind the plate.
Well, Jake Bauers looking for that first big league hit. And there it is, a shot up the gap. Right center field, bounding to the wall, and Bauers is on his way to second. He will stop there. First big league hit for Jake Bauers, a double off Felix Hernandez. And his folks are there to celebrate. Stu and Misty happy about that. First major league hit for Bauers. So just like that, the Rays have a man in scoring position. I'll say this, we've seen a handful of at-bats, but he hits the ball hard. And there was no doubt about that one up on contact, headed up the alley. And here's Matt Duffy. Pitch stays inside, the breaking pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, Duffy, 316 overall. That's the 8th best average in the American League. 347 at home and 310 with men in scoring position. And he shoots this one toward left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Big hop on Heredia. Bauers is going to score. Duffy into second with a double. And just like that, the Rays have come back to tie this game at 1.
Well, like we said, the Rays, they've seen Felix Hernandez here 6 days ago, and they've gotten a couple of back-to-back fastballs, a 4-seamer and a 2-seamer that stay out over the plate. Jake Bauers hammered his into right center, Matt Duffy into left center, and that just that quickly, it's all tied up.
Heredia got there in a hurry, but that big bounce out there helped Duffy, who's in there with his 10th double. Joey Wendell looks at a breaking ball for a strike. First pitch curveball from Hernandez. Cut and a miss. Going down and in. Bauers has scored the first run. Pop to the left side. Denard Span is there to make the catch. And Wendell got down in the count and pops to shallow left field.
Here's the interesting thing about Felix Hernandez. Not nearly as overpowering as he once was. He has to rely on moving the ball around the strike zone, changing speed. Still has a really good changeup, but he gets you to 2 strikes, and he is still just as effective as the elite guys in the game. And it's because of that changeup. He sells that pitch. He's got great arm action with it, a lot of finish. It's just been a little tougher for him to get to 2 strikes as maybe in the past.
There's Carlos Gomez chopping the first pitch foul. Gomez up in the order, hitting 5th. 6 of 20 in his career with a couple home runs off Hernandez. Rays with a chance to take the lead. 0-2.
You see why the changeup is so effective. He comes off that mound as if he's going to try and blow this pitch right by you, and it just doesn't get there. Good velocity on it as far as, 84, 85 you're going to see it, and the fastball averages about 89. So not a huge difference, but it's the action on the pitch that gets you.
It's foul toward the dugout, bounding over the railing and into the Seattle dugout. Mariners scored an unearned run in the first. Rays with a run on back-to-back doubles by Bowers and Duffy in their first. And Gomez out on strikes. It's sweeping across the plate. So the first inning over. And the first major league hit for Jake Bowers out of the way. A double into right center field. We're tied 1-1. Second with Mike Zunino leading off. First pitch is wide to Zunino. Seattle catcher out of the University of Florida. He'll be followed by Denard Span and Guillermo Heredia. And there's ball 2 down. Fouls the fastball back. 2-1. In that outing Snell had in Seattle Sunday, that'll even the count on Zunino. He finished with 12 strikeouts and gave up only 2 hits, no runs in 6 innings. Had 100 pitches after 6 and departed. Count still 2-2. Rays had a 1-0 lead when he left. And a miss on the fastball inside. 3-2. Popped up, foul ball, and Bowers after it. He's got it. That takes care of Zunino. Today's jackpot brought to you by the Florida Lottery. You go back, take a look at the last 4 starts for Blake Snell. You just can't get any better than that. 3-0 with a 0.74 ERA.
Yeah, and right there, the opponent's average, how about that, 129, and then on top of that, only 7 walks to go with 35 strikeouts. That's a 5-to-1 ratio. Continues to impress.
And Denard Span looks at a fastball. That's a strike.
And I think now he's got so much confidence in his stuff and his ability to compete with that stuff that there's no telling.
Line drive, and it's just out of the reach of Wendell toward right center field. Gomez makes a sliding stop, and Span's going to get into second, standing up. 9th double of the year for Span.
You know, Span is another one of those guys that has had a good season so far off of left-handed pitching. Down in the order, but he got a curveball there and stayed back on it very nicely and gets it just out of the reach of Joey Wendell. Nice sliding attempt here by Carlos Gomez.
Span came into this game hitting .247 combined. This time with the Rays and the Mariners. He helped the Rays, he's helped the Mariners. The pitch to Heredia is a strike. Heredia batting .254. Pitch in on him, and he fouls it. That fastball in close. Well, fought it off.
You know, and that's the thing. You can fight those off. It's going to be tough to get that on a barrel and keep it fair. And we've already seen Blake here in the early going against some of these right-handed hitters challenge him with that fastball up and in. Well, that'll, you talk about opening up other parts of the strike zone for you.
Lifted into center. Alex Smith lines up to make the catch. Span tags but holds. So he's still at second with 2 gone.
Well, you think away, and Blake Snell does this an awful lot. He did it the last time he faced this team. If you're able to run that fastball with his velocity up and in on a right-handed hitter, that opens up down and away for you because they've got to respect that pitch and they got to think about being quick in. Sometimes that'll open up soft, the changeup down and away, but it also sets up the slider down and in. Because now all of a sudden you throw that pitch off of that fastball in, here they go to swing at it, and it just disappears on them, and it becomes a back foot swing and miss pitch.
Here's Andrew Romine starting at second base today. And a ground ball back past Snell. Robertson with a wide throw. Now the ball pops away from Bowers, and you talk about elusive. It got by Snell. Robertson's throw was high, and then it popped away from Bowers. Span goes to third, and Romine is aboard.
And ball jams Romine. It gets under the glove, and Robertson put himself in great position to make that play on a slow roller. And the throw right here just kind of sails and stays up. Bowers not able to stay on the bag, and then here's what you're talking about, Dwayne. Just that late attempt at a tag, and that ball pops right out the top end.
Robertson charged with an error on the throw, his 6th error of the year. And here again is Segura, the top of the order. And he is hit by that pitch.
Right on the hand.
And Snell's wondering if it didn't also hit the bat. And Segura in considerable pain.
Yeah, you could hear, I think it got a portion of both. You could see by the reaction to Segura that it definitely hit the hand, but the sound sounded like it got part of the knob of that bat. You see he's choking up too, so I bet you got a little bit of both. And you hear that sound right there? If that is nothing but hand, well, get a cast on it.
They're checking left hand. Here's another look.
Yeah, it definitely got both.
Well, Segura will stay in. Take the slow walk up to first. And Blake Snell, as the bases loaded behind him, a hit by pitch, and that's the first one in the career of Blake Snell.
How about that? As much as he will pitch in on right-handed hitters, that's the first one that he's ever hit.
So the bases are loaded. It's Kyle Snyder out spending some time with Snell. It's been a little uneven start here for the Rays overall. The first inning, an unearned run, an error on Bowers, an error here on Robertson in the second inning. Hit batsman, and now the bases are loaded. And Haniger, a tough out anyway, and tougher with men in scoring position. The pitch is down 1-0. And a line drive caught by Robertson. Robertson timing that leap and getting high enough to grab it and keep it in that glove. Hard in line drive. Seattle leaves him loaded. A little more baseball showing than you like, but he held on.
Celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Rays on this Saturday, we have two of the Tampa Bay Rays' favorite sons joining us at Tropicana Field, Tino Martinez and Fred McGriff. Tino, I'll start with you. How special is it to be part of the history of a franchise so young but still so much tradition?
Yeah, it was great. The year I played here in 2004, I had a great time, and I got a chance to play with Fred McGriff that year, which was really cool for me, though, because when I was in high school and college, Fred would always come over to our practices and talk to us about hitting and what it takes to be a major leaguer and stuff like that. So he was always great to me, so it's great to be out here with him and enjoy this day.
Not only are these two Tampa Bay Rays alumni, but they're also Jefferson Dragon alumni, and they're coming off their first ever state title a week ago. It's got to be special to be here celebrating that high school team as well as your professional team.
No question, because I've been catching heat. You know, now I got all kind of phone calls. Man, Fred, you see the Jefferson Dragons. You know, you could never win a state championship, and now they've won it. What you got to say? You know, I'm like, oh, congrats, dude.
Well, I can't let you guys go without reaching back here and getting your opinion on this. It's double bobblehead day. All the fans coming into the Trop are getting their bobbleheads of Tino and Freddie the Crime Dog. What do you think? How's the likeness?
I like it. You know, I think mine looks all right though. Fred's, you know, being cool, pointing at somebody. I like it.
Fred, do you remember those days when you had the mustache?
Hey, guaranteed to get results. You know?
Oh, man. Good times at Tropicana Field with these two. Tino, Fred, great to have you here.
Thank you.
Dwayne, back to you.
Yeah, a couple of guys results-oriented there. Great to see them both. Fred McGriff and Tino Martinez.
You got to make him put the hat back on when he drops that. The Tom Amansky reference. He needs the hat back on. I was wondering if he wore the hat when he went over to talk to Tino in high school and college, talking about hitting. Would you throw the hat on?
Yes. 1-2 the count here on Malik Smith. Hey, both those guys look great.
They do.
They
look like they
super.
can still step out there
and
do some damage.
Yep.
And the bobblehead, by the way, is legit.
Nice job.
Yeah,
on that.
twofer. Twofer's always good.
1-2 is tapped foul by Malix. There you go. How about that? Fred striking that pose. Very accommodating. Very personable. He threw out the first pitch, and Tino out there. Tino right alongside.
Right on the money.
There's a base hit shot the other way through the hole on the left side, and Malik Smith is aboard to begin the second inning.
Yeah, and why not?
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. You're going to give a guy like Malik Smith almost the entire left side to work with. Go right ahead. Slap it over that way. You know, they do try to close it up a little bit where they've got Kyle Seager. But with his speed, slap it and run.
Well, Christian Arroyo getting a start again today. This one at third base. Started at second base yesterday. Bluff of a start by Smith, and a base hit through the hole on the left side by the Rays third baseman Christian Arroyo. So two men aboard to start the bottom of the second inning. The Rays have collected 4 hits.
Well, finds another hole. We get out there, get extended. There's that bluff by Smith. And Arroyo rolls it over into left field, and the Rays with an immediate threat here in the second inning.
Well, now Rob Refsnyder. Refsnyder back in the lineup. A couple of home runs on the year. Refsnyder in left field today. And he puts down a bunt foul. Strike one. A strike that caught the inside edge. 0-2. Rays had back-to-back doubles in the first. Back-to-back singles to open the second. 2-strike count on Refsnyder. That one foul. Marvin Hudson is calling the balls and strikes. Broke in back in 1998. And for the course of his career, he's been pretty even-handed with the rest of baseball when it comes to the strikes and balls ratios. Marietta, Georgia. It's been a busy start here for everybody. These two clubs. Tie game 1-1. Rays with 4 hits. They've committed 2 errors. Mariners with a couple hits. Runner breaks from second. The ball lifted into shallow center. That's going to fall. Malik's had to stop. Now the ball bounds away. Smith heads for the plate. Over to third goes Arroyo, and into second goes Refsnyder. The Rays grab a 2-1 lead. Well, that ball converging in among three defenders. Segura out there, Heredia and Span. And Smith had broken off second. He had to stop for a moment.
Yeah, he was almost all the way to third, and Refsnyder just kind of sweeps that ball out there. Now he's got to head back towards second. There he goes. Ball's up in the air, up. Now you're going to head back, try to see it down. You see it down, and now you think you're just going to be there at third, but it gets away from everybody. A really good read by Arroyo there to really force Smith's hand and get him home. As he broke to third, just some sloppy defense here by Seattle.
So the Rays grab the lead. Here's Sucre, and a ground ball up the middle. Backhanded by Romine. Throw to first is in time. The Rays get a run. Refsnyder goes to third as Arroyo crosses the plate. Well, that ball headed into center field, and Romine got over there with a backhanded stop. And with the catcher Sucre headed down the line, a little extra time.
Look how far he is on the shortstop side, and then you just turn and throw and get it over there. The high hop and the stretch by Healy to get him.
So here's Robertson now. The Rays have taken a 3-1 lead.
The Mariners bring the
Robertson, a foul ball, just a little piece of that one.
bring their infielders about halfway. They're not all the way up, but they are definitely brought in a little bit. So if something is hit sharply, they have a play at the plate.
Ground ball down to third. High chop. Seager looked at the plate, now goes to first, and the throw's in time. Started to move toward the foul side of the bag, and there was some question as to whether Healy had to leave the bag too soon. Uccione on the call there. The Rays get a run home to make it a 3-run inning and a 4-1 ball game.
Yeah, they wanted to go home right here. But Seager, that high hop, didn't want to take the risk, and here's what everybody's taking a look at, and the entire Rays dugout was out pointing at that as that throw comes up the line. But it certainly looked like Healy kept the foot on long enough before getting out of the way.
Here's Jake Bowers. And he checks on a pitch down, 1-0. So the Rays have put up 3. Smith led off with a single. Arroyo followed with a base hit. Refsnyder got credit for a base hit. And the move up on an E6, the error charged on that play when it got away from Segura. Now strike to Bowers. Sucre hit the ball up the middle, trying to get 2 men home. Had to settle for 1. A ground ball out, as it turned out, 4-3. But a run batted in. And Robertson got a run home with that high chop down to third. With Bowers up there, the count is 2-2. Full count now. Jake picking up his first big league hit. His first time up. And a cut and a miss. Full count here on Jake Bowers. And he is out on strikes. So the Rays are finished in the second inning, but they managed to pick up 3 runs and take a 4-1 lead for Blake Snell. Baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Nelson Cruz to lead off the third. A ball, no strikes. These two teams trying to settle this game down a little bit. 5 runs have been scored. The Rays have 4 of those. The defense has been a little shaky on both ends. Snell behind Cruz in this count, 2-0. High foul, driven up the right side, out of play.
Yeah, the one thing going for the Rays in their favor is the fact that they've got 4 on the board, and you've got a 3-run lead now with your big man on the mound. He's given up 2 earned runs or fewer in 11 of his 13 starts.
Another foul, it'll even the count.
And you got to feel too that he's going to settle in at some point. Rays are not going to commit an errant inning. I'm sure of it the rest of the way.
Did he go? A check down at first, says Chris Guccione.
Oh, nasty, nasty curveball. He's got so many different weapons to use to try to put you away. Here's the 12-6. Close, very close.
Down to first, and that'll be grabbed by Bowers. Little low liner, a slight bit of slice to it. Cruz made the grab. Cruz is out number 1 on the grab by Bowers. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone. Kyle Seager. Pitch is a ball. Seager reached on a fielder's choice. Got credit for a run batted in.
Swing him around.
One and one. Blake Snell 7-3 overall, 3-1 in 5 prior starts at home with a 0.86 home ERA. That one up and by Seager at 97.
He does a really good job of driving everything towards home plate, creating leverage, a strong front side, stay behind the baseball and rocket that baby into the zone.
Two and two.
That's what allows him to rip that curveball with that good 12-6 break. You got that strong front side. You're working top to bottom. Quick hand out in front.
And he strikes out Seager.
Tell me a left-handed hitter that has any answer for that pitch right there. 91-mile-an-hour slider. Best of luck to you.
So 2 up, 2 down, and here is Ryan Healy. That's the sort of thing that can settle a game down. If you're looking for a game to settle down, that can do it for you. Liner into right. That's going to fall for a base hit. Healy goes the other way with that fastball. And at a reading of 97 on it.
And got in on it. Just a strong guy at the plate, just inside out that ball into right field. Soft line drive. He kind of got inside that baseball himself as he extended the swing and got that ball off the label.
Mike Zunino. First pitch. He takes a mid-90s fastball in there for a strike. And a quick one there. 0-2.
And that's that pitch we were talking about earlier in the game. You go fastball up and in, and now, I mean, you can try to double up on that. You could throw the slider down and in off of it. You could go down and away. I mean, you've got so many options here. It just depends on what you feel like. They're going to go up.
And he takes it up there. That went a little bit away from the hitter. Well, that's strike two with that velocity in that spot. What are you going to do?
Take it for a ball. I mean, that's all you can do. If you're going to swing at that, you're going to come up empty just about every time.
Now the runner's going to try to advance, and the throw down. Healy is safely in there. That's going to be a wild pitch charged to Snell, his second of the game.
Now went back with the curveball here after the fastball up, got into the dirt, got just enough, far enough away from Sucre to allow Healy to get in.
Now 2-2. And the count is full.
I think if the Rays could redo this sequence, you would have gone with that slider after that fastball up and in, because then they tried fastball middle up, didn't get anything. Tried to come with the curveball off of that, not a bad idea, but bounced it. And then you come with the slider off of the curveball.
Well, a full count to Zunino. And that's ball four inside. And that will put men at first and second.
And you're going to come out there and talk with Sucre. And I think that is a sequence of pitches there that just got away from Blake and Jesus. Had him set up, you know, you're out in front of him 0-2 and just in dominating fashion, and then allowed him to wiggle free.
Well, and now you have to deal with Denard Span, a left-handed hitter for sure, but a veteran left-handed hitter, and a guy who more times than not will not help you out. A tough man against righties and lefties. And so Snell, who gave up the double on a breaking ball to him in the second, will start this sequence. Will tap, first base side, foul, strike one. Denard Span returned to the Trop here Thursday. Belted his 6th home run of the year. And a fastball from Austin Pruitt. Bats in the 3rd inning here today with a 2-on 2-out situation and a 1-strike count. Fouled the other way, out of play. 0-2. Braves with a 4-1 lead, but with 2 outs, 2 men on base for Seattle. Fly ball into left. Ref Snyder is there. He'll put it away. 2 men left for Seattle. They do not score. The Rays lead 4-1. On Rays Live, pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. We'll hear from the Rays right-hander Nathan Eovaldi, and Doug will break down James Paxton, big lefty and the starter tomorrow for Seattle.
Well, he's having a great year.
Yeah, it's really a breakout season for him. For a long time they've thought he could be the pitcher he has been this year for sure.
You talk about two of the top young left-handers in the American League, and the game of baseball for that matter, and Blake Snell, James Paxton, some of the names that roll off your tongue right away.
Duffy hits it toward the center of the infield. Segura to his left. High throw, but hauled in by Healy.
You want some wingspan over there at first base.
I'll tell you, this game is still refusing to settle down. There are no routine plays so far.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be, and then the throw, stretch. How about that? And the foot almost in the middle of the bag. The toes on the edge, but the heel of his foot right in the middle of the bag. That's how you could get hurt.
Joey Wendell takes a pitch down, 1-0. Rays with a run in the first, 3 in the second inning. Wendell lifts a fly ball toward left center, and that will be Span to make the catch.
Here's what we're talking about, Dwayne. Here, look at the foot of Healy. The toe on that inside edge, but look where the heel is. I mean, that is tight. Doesn't give Matt Duffy a whole lot of room. He's then going to that outside edge of first base. Look, he didn't end up with a collision of feet right there.
It's Carlos Gomez. Keep the pitch away, off the plate away, 1-0. Rays trying to snap an 8-game losing streak. Found a couple of comebacks in the first 2 games of this series, but fell a run short each time. The foul ball takes the count to 1-1.
Well, you look at both of these teams who have played so many one-run games and the differences in the records.
Yeah, that's for sure. The Rays 9-16 in one-run games. For Seattle, 20-9.
Complete reversal, and then some.
in. 3-1. Well, there you are. The Rays and the Mariners 1-2 in one-run games played.
Brewers doing a nice job in one-run games. And the Rays falling just a play or two, a big hit or two short too often.
Gomez draws the walk. Comes with 2 outs. So down to first base he goes. And the first walk allowed by Hernandez. And for Gomez, it's his 11th walk of the year. And approaching 190 at bats. Well, Alex Smith is going to be the hitter. He opened the 3-run second with a base hit. It takes a strike. Pretty much down central. Alex with that base hit in the second inning. He's hit over 340 here at the Trop this year. Gomez back in at first. Felix Hernandez, 32 years old. There's a shot deep into right. Haniger back, and that one is off the top of the wall or gone. That baby's gone. It was called a home run by Chris Guccione. That ball, if it didn't get out, it came very close to it, and the umpires are going to confer.
Well, the way that the ball bounced, it leads you to believe that it hit the top of the wall, hit the yellow stripe up there, the metal pole. And that's why Guccione makes the call and then immediately calls everybody else in to talk about it. Let's see where it hit. Well, it looked like it got right on top of the wall and bounded straight up in the air. Or did it get the seat behind him?
It may have gotten beyond that yellow marker. Let's take a look.
See the hands going. Yep,
no,
right off the yellow.
On top, the yellow marker.
And definitely, you could tell by the way it came off. It hit something solid.
Well, Gomez has scored for sure.
Wow. We'll take a look at it, I'm sure.
Alex Smith's going to be awarded a home run. That's his first home run of the year. And now the Mariners will come out to have their say. Scott Service out conferring with Marvin Hudson, and they're going to take a look at it.
Now that ball left middle in, and Malix with it put a great swing on it. And you're going to see it right off the either 2 metal pipes fused together, and right off the top one and straight up into the air. Pretty clear.
Well, right now the Rays have 6 runs on the board. We know for sure they're going to have 5.
Yeah, worst case scenario, it's a triple for Malix.
Well, the walk to Gomez, and that got Alex Smith up there, put a charge into it. Initially called a home run by Chris Guccione. The umpires all got together and came away calling it a home run. But now they'll take a look at it in New York to see if Alex Smith is going to have his first home run of the year or not. And they're going to make him go back to third. So it's a triple for Alex Smith. The Rays will have a 5-1 lead. right there, eyewitnesses. But they're Mariner fans, apparently.
Yes, they are.
Of course they're eyewitnesses. Now here's Arroyo. The pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. So with 2 outs, the Rays have come up with an additional run, and Arroyo trying to pick up another one. He singled and scored in the 3-run second inning. Ground ball, and that gets past Seager into left. That will get Smith home, and it's 6-1. Christian Arroyo driving in the run. He is 2 for 2.
Well, there's just been too many hittable pitches, and the Rays, to their credit, have capitalized. Here's a changeup, stays up, and Arroyo gets out around it, hammers this ball, and sneaks it by Seager.
So 2 runs in. Walk, triple, single. Here's Rob Refsnyder. Pitch is outside. Rays with 6 runs, 7 hits. Two and 0.
I would do that after the game to build strength.
Yeah.
That's just going to sap your strength for the rest of the game.
Yep. He just needed a couple more of those to get that one out. But not right now. There's a strike, 2 and 1.
I mean, he does have that big state of Florida chain acting as even more resistance doing the push-ups.
Alex hit a couple home runs last year for the Rays and continues to look for the first one this year. Thought he had one there. 2 and 2 here to Refsnyder.
At the bottom of the lineup, Smith, Arroyo, and Refsnyder thus far perfect.
Alex saying when the game's over, do 5 more push-ups. Tap foul. Rays with 6 runs, 7 hits. A walk in the mix as well. Walk kept this inning going. Pitch in on Refsnyder, and he pops it into shallow left. Segura out from shortstop makes the catch. So the Rays add a couple. We're through the front 3, and the Rays lead this game 6-1.
all military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Alex Smith picking up a triple in the 2-run third. The Rays now carry a 6-1 lead into the fourth. Blake Snell on the hill to face Guillermo Heredia. The number 8 hitter Romine will be next. First pitch is skied toward right center. Wendell out, Gomez in, and Gomez grabs it. One pitch, one out. That'll be Andrew Romine. Romine reached on an error his first time up. There's a first pitch strike. Elias up in the bullpen. Tapper right back foul. 0-2. That will be a foul ball. Blake Snell comes in 7-3. Severino and Kluber lead the American League in wins with 9. Porcello, Verlander, and Happ each have 8. Snell with 7. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When you look at some of his peripheral numbers, you know, his swing and miss percentage came in. It's 3rd in the American League, up over 30%. Opponent's average against of 180. His walk rate, going back to his rookie year, has continued to plummet.
Yeah, that 180 average, opponent's average is, I think, 3rd best.
Yeah,
in the league.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And then, you know, and then the walk rate. You go to that and you look at a guy like Blake Snell with his stuff, and you're not giving away base runners. It's tough to build innings against a guy like Blake.
It becomes a numbers game. You limit base runners, you've increased your odds of success. Came in 49 hits in a little over 76 innings, 88 strikeouts, 23 walks. A little looper, Bowers out, can't get there, just out of his reach. Over to make the pickup, Gomez, and that's a little bloop single by Romine.
What effort by Jake Bowers, and he almost came up with what would have been the Bonefish Grill catch of the game. Boy, that ball inside out, and look at that, just a hair short. Great effort.
We've seen already he's active over there and will cover some ground.
He's 22.
Yep.
He'd better be.
So the little blooping single. Now Segura, the top of the orders at the plate. Fastball is off the plate wide. Segura's been on twice. He singled and scored in the first inning. That infield hit turned into a run. Then he was hit on the left hand by a Blake Snell pitch in the second. This one is down. You know, that's one of the things about this game, to me, is really amazing. He's got his hand and that small finger, that end of the hand around that bat, and he's hit by a pitch from Blake Snell. And you stay in the game, you're still in there playing shortstop. Ground ball second. Wendell to Robertson to Bowers. 4-6-3 on the double play to take care of Seattle in the fourth. Bottom of the inning coming, 6-1 Rays.
6-1 as we enter into the bottom of the fourth. Let's take a trip down on the farm for our prospect spotlight. Brought to you by Chevy. Today we're featuring Vidal Brujan of the Single A Bowling Green Hot Rods. That team had 17 hits yesterday in their win against Dayton. He has 57 hits, one shy of the team lead this season. And get this, guys, 25 stolen bases already for the Hot Rods. So we think Malik Smith has some jets. Looks like Vidal Brujan could give him a run for his money, literally, boys.
294 for the year with that great speed.
Do you think he's got the green light at this point, or is he still a little too young? We'll give you the sign, we'll let you know. I mean, with 25 of them.
Well, you hope that it's a learning experience, but it's tough to keep that kind of speed in check.
It's true.
Go for it.
Well, that's how you learn, man, and that's what they're down there to do. You're an A-ball and working your way through the system.
New pitcher here for Seattle. Ruenis Elias, the left-hander. Sucre, the first man to face him. Pitch is upstairs, 1-1. So 3 innings for Felix Hernandez. It's his shortest stint of the year.
How fickle this game can be. You're talking about back-to-back starts against the same lineup, or at least majority of the same lineup. You go from having your best outing of the year by far to your shortest and arguably worst outing of the year 6 days later. Same guys.
2-2 now. Chivalry is not dead. He gave her the baseball and she gave it right back to him.
Well, she's got a post.
Ball 3. 3-2. Yeah, Hernandez worked 8 innings of 1-run, 5-hit baseball against the Rays in his first outing against them. A little popper. Segura out there makes the catch. Shortstop handles that in shallow left. And now we go to the top of the order. Daniel Robertson. Robertson takes it upstairs. Turns on this one and pulls it well foul out of play. Ray saw Elias in that 13-inning game a week ago yesterday. It's a game that Romo and Leake started. Pruitt pitched most of the game for the Rays. And Elias was the winning pitcher in that one. Way upstairs, now 2-1. There goes the bat on a swing and a miss off the screen and down into the Seattle dugout. Retrieved by Nelson Cruz.
Well, not the first time that we've seen this from Daniel Robertson, but here it goes once again. He doesn't even look. He knows.
Now 2-2. Started wide and a late break. It stayed wide. Full count. Jake Bauers on deck. He has picked up his first big league hit in this game. Robertson out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down. Sign up for the official Rays credit card, available exclusively through Suncoast Credit Union. New card holders who are approved and activate their Suncoast Rays credit card get 2 complimentary tickets to a 2018 Monday through Friday Rays home game. See all the benefits by visiting raysbaseball.com/Suncoast card. There's the first pitch, and that's stroked back into center field. Bauers against the lefty picks up hit number 2. He's 2 for 3 on the day.
Boy, really impressive here, getting on top of this fastball. That's got good velocity to it, up around the letters. And Jake Bauers, short and quick to that baseball, using the middle of the field.
So the double and the single today brings a smile to his face. Matt Duffy fouls it beyond the Rays dugout. Duffy doubled in the first run of the game for the Rays with his 10th double of the year. One and one. Cut and a miss makes it a ball, 2 strikes. The Rays dealing with the Seattle club that has been very hot, winning 16 of their last 20 games. Moving into first place in the American League West. Two and two. That the breaking ball off speed pitch stayed way up.
You know, they've really been able to go on that run on the strength of their starting rotation. And these guys have been throwing the ball as well as any group out there. Bullpen's been pretty good too.
Did he go? He did. He tried to check. Duffy out on strikes. Rays leave a man, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Elias. Rays lead 6-1. Moving on to the 5th, the new Rays Flex Pack is released and features a limited time low price of $75 for 5 lower level tickets. Save up to 60% off the single game ticket price and get a double Rays pullover presented by Dex Imaging with every pack purchased. Visit RaysBaseball.com/flex. Rays up. 5th inning underway. Mitch Haniger leading off. The ball, no strikes to count. First pitch a little wide. Flips it into right field. Gomez there to catch it. And 1 away. Well, the game here in the last inning or so has shown some signs of settling down. First 3 innings were very interesting, and the Rays managed to battle through that and came out with this 6-1 lead. Now here in the 5th inning, Nelson Cruz about to step in. 1 out, bases empty. You know, through all of that, through the first 4, Snell had made 69 pitches. A couple of 21 pitch innings, but he had a couple other innings that were more in line with what he's looking for. Snell each year has lowered that pitch count per inning. Just missed right there, and it's 1-1. Two and one.
Well, as good as his stuff is, you know, you've got guys up there trying to attack him early. They do not want to allow Blake Snell to get them to 2 strikes for fear of any number of pitches, and they're going to be nasty. So you try to go out there early, and if he can make quality pitches early in the count.
2-1, driven deep into right center field, and that ball carries out of here. Nelson Cruz hits his 12th home run of the year, and that's what Cruz does. He can hit the ball a long way in any direction, but he has great power to right center and got that one to carry out.
Yeah, first of all, he's a strong guy with a quick bat, but the finish, a strong finish to his swing. Looks like a changeup right there. It stayed up and away, and he stays right through that baseball.
The 9th home run given up by Snell this year, and it's 6-2. Now Seager, this is the fastball at 96.
A little angry on that heater.
Yeah, that resets the focus.
It certainly does.
It's a strike. 0-2. Better to have the focus reset on a solo home run, though. You give them their due and then go right back to work.
And that's been a good pitch for him too. He gets beat on a 2-1 changeup, and that's been one of those offerings that typically gets him right back in the count at 2-2.
Fly ball center. That's going to carry out to Malik Smith, right to him. 2 gone. Ryan Healy is on his way to the plate. Scott Service, the manager. He was catcher in the big leagues for 11 years. 3rd year as a manager. The Mariners had never managed before taking the Mariners job. Mariners went through a period of 9, 10, 11 years with 7 or 8 managers in that stretch. Healy fouls it away, and now Service has been here for the last couple years. Came out in 16 and won 86 games. They fell to 78 and 84 last year. And a cut and a miss, 0-2. Pretty good working relationship with Jerry DiPoto and Scott Service out of the Angels organization. Foul ball. Service had been in the Angels player development along with DiPoto, and DiPoto apparently never sleeps because he makes more trades and deals than anybody going.
Man, looking for that right mix, and they seem to have found a pretty good one here in 2018 so far.
High fly ball toward the corner. Gomez, that's a fair ball, comes back a step or two. A run on the home run by Cruz. Through 4.5, 6-2 Rays.
Let's head up north to Fenway Park, tie ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And JD Martinez, how about that? Out to right center. His 21st home run into the Boston bullpen to give them a 4-2 lead over the Chicago White Sox. Sat out last night's game with some back stiffness. Back into the lineup this afternoon and making an immediate impact.
And apparently the back's okay.
You're going out to right center in Fenway. You better believe it.
Joey Wendell leading off the home half of the 5th. Breaking ball stays up and in. Elias, the left-hander, on the hill now for Seattle. He worked a scoreless 4th. He's in relief of Felix Hernandez. 1-1 count. Wendell trying to work his way aboard after a couple fly ball outs to left.
The little change of arm angle there by Elias, dropping down sidearm on Wendell.
Wendell skies it, headed toward the stands, still chased by Seager, but it's out of play, and it's now 2-2. Rays have spread out the run production up and down the lineup. And he gets Wendell reaching on that breaking ball.
And he did it again. Dropped down just a little bit with the arm angle. This time goes with the breaking ball. Sweeps it all the way across that plate. You end up with a bat that is just not long enough to reach it. How about Carlos Gomez and his new walk-up music?
Nothing surprises you about him.
It doesn't. And it took, you know, a few at-bats in last night's game And you're like, is that really what he's going up to hit with? And it turns out that it is the SpongeBob SquarePants song. It's so great.
I like that. He lifts a high fly ball, shallow left, and Span is there to make the catch. He might be making a statement. Of course, he makes a statement about everything he does in his own way.
Yeah, I mean, he is one of the characters of the game.
Yeah.
You know, when you see him from afar, you wonder what really makes a guy like Carlos tick. Then you meet him, you talk to him. He just has fun.
Yeah.
He has fun. You're playing a kid's game, and boy, does he have fun playing it. Plays with a high energy level, a lot of enthusiasm. He's always. Remember the day that he went gray? The veteran on the ball club went gray for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the gray turned into green later in the day.
Yep.
Came back, you know, the next day, went back to normal. Now he's coming up to SpongeBob SquarePants. He's a beaut.
Which is wide to Malik Smith. Malik's just missed a home run in the third inning. Hit it off the yellow rail just at the top of the wall out there. Just a little bit outside.
Tried the corner and missed.
2-1 now.
He dropped down again.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's something that he is going to do against these left-handed hitters from time to time.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Malik singled and scored in the second, tripled in a run and scored in the third. High ball into center. Heredia is right there. A 1-2-3 inning. We head into the sixth. 6-2 Rays.
Back inside Tropicana Field. Some more good news for the Rays coming down the road, and maybe a little earlier than expected. Spoke to Kevin Kiermaier the other day. He said all he has to do is get some of his arm strength back. Everything else is 100%. He's going to make a rehab start in Charlotte on Tuesday. A day before that, Adeiny Echeverria makes his first rehab start with the Stone Crabs as well. So look out, Florida State League. Here come a couple of big leaguers. Dwayne?
There you go, Kevin Kiermaier. Boy, he has been anxious to get back. It's hard to contain him when he's not playing, and so that's great news. And the same thing with Adeiny Echeverria.
Like two big pieces on this ball club, no doubt about it. Echeverria, his play at shortstop. Of course, you'll know what Kiermaier can do. What's the over/under? I shouldn't say the over/under. What are the odds on the first liner in the gap that Kiermaier just overruns with all that pent-up energy? Just flies right by it. Got a chance.
He's got a chance. Past Zunino here. It's 2-1. Missed the fastball.
That'll be good to get those guys back and in this lineup, in the field. Tell you what, though, you're going to have a crowded team.
Yes.
I mean, you've got a lot of the young kids up here, a lot of bodies.
3-1 here on Zunino. Zunino walked in the third, one of a couple bases on balls allowed by Snell. He has a hit batter in the game, first of his career. Now a strike and the count is full. He had full counts on 3 of the first 6 hitters he faced today. Base hit the other way. Zunino's aboard. Gomez returns the ball to the infield. Leadoff man on in the 6th inning. First time they put the leadoff hitter aboard since the first on that infield hit and the error. Six hits allowed by Snell, 1 in each inning, and no more than 1 in each inning. Now Denard Span, his hit came in the 2nd, a double. He's 1 for 2. That's a strike. Fastball to get the count running in Snell's favor. It has been a tough go for the Rays against the Mariners. They're 0-5 against them this year. Mariners have won 11 of the last 14 games played between these two teams here at Tropicana Field. Takes it tight. It's 1-1. And a base hit the other way by Span toward the corner. Zunino's going to go to third. Throw in, got a chance. He is out at third. Zunino runs into the first out at third base. Refsnyder got the ball back down the line, and Arroyo put the tag on it.
Came up just a little bit short. You're going to be aggressive here because Span's coming up the backside. Nice sliding grab by Refsnyder and a good throw. One hop, easy for Arroyo to handle, and then apply that tag. Well done by the Rays defense.
Boy, that's a nice job by Refsnyder on a couple fronts. So Span winds up at second with a hit. He's 2 for 3. He's there with 1 out. Here's Heredia. And close right there. Fastball moves him back, turns him away.
I'll tell you, that is a big out too. A 6-2 ball game, second and third, nobody out. You start to creep back into it a little bit, but Refsnyder and his defense.
Want to know the count to Heredia. Back-to-back hits here in the 6th, but the first out at third. Ground ball down to third. Arroyo bobbles, recovers, and throws in time. That'll be the second out. Take another look at Refsnyder, the Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game.
Boy, how about this? The sliding backhand, then get up and make the throw. Perfect one hop, right on the money. You can't do it any better.
So Span with the base hit went to second on the play at third. He's still at second after Heredia goes out third to first. Here's Andrew Romine. Romine has been on twice. Officially is 1 for 2. Reached on an error in the second inning. Pitch foul the other way. So a man at second, 2 gone in the 6th. Snell has given up 2 runs, 7 hits now. Diego Castillo is up in the bullpen. And a soft liner caught by Robertson in short. Jammed him on that one. No runs, a couple hits, and a man left. 6-2 ball game. Arroyo going to lead it off, get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group in the private party area just steps from the Rays bullpen. Reserve the Papa John's bullpen box by contacting Group Sales at 888-FAN-RAYS or email groupsales@raysbaseball.com. First pitch to Arroyo is a strike. Christian Arroyo 2 for 2 today. Run scored and a run driven in. Diego Castillo continues to keep warm in the bullpen up the right field line. Rev Snyder next, and then Sucre. Ground ball, shortstop. Segura's throw is right there. One gone. Elias came on, gave up a hit in the 4th, and a 1-2-3 5th, and has retired the leadoff man in the 6th. Shortest stint of the year for Felix Hernandez. 3 innings and 53 pitches. The Rays scored all 6 of their runs off him, 5 earned. Snyder looks at one high.
Every mistake that he made, the Rays were able to capitalize, and then on a couple other ones, find some holes. And this coming just 6 days after he really took it to this Rays lineup. 8 strong innings.
1-1. down 2-1. The Rays trying to snap their 8-game losing streak, which matches their season's high. It's a 3-1 count. So the last 8 games, offense averaging under 2.5 runs a game, and the pitching has been less than stellar. Down to third, a broken bat ground ball. Seager to Healy, throws out Refsnyder.
But that's a very difficult formula to find a way to win.
Yep, and the Rays haven't in those 8 games.
Your starters ERA's over 6, and you're scoring, less than 2.5 runs per.
Yep.
But you know what? And we've talked about it because of this offense. They will get some home runs, but they are not dependent upon the home run, and they're not able to. Well, get back to it another time.
Sucre lifts it into left. A 1-2-3 inning for Elias for the second straight frame. We go to the 7th, 6-2 Tampa Bay.
How you can tell when a starting pitcher is really, really good? When he has one of those outings, and he still managed to just give up 2 earned runs in 6 innings of work, getting some help from his defense. But this is the one thing that you can say about Blake. When the Rays gave him the 4-1 lead, he was able to start to calm this game down enough for them to add on to that. And this is what he ends up with. Now, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, just 1 earned. Only 1 strikeout, a couple of walks, but just one of those. He wasn't completely overpowering, but still, bottom line is 2 runs in 6 innings.
In the early part of this game, it had all the markings of one of those games that gets away from you, and he didn't allow that. And so he goes 6, leaves with a lead, and turns it over to Diego Castillo. Castillo was impressive on that last road trip in his outing in Washington.
He's another one of those guys, Dwayne, that we saw with that high-octane fastball. But the movement that he was able to get on it is what really stood out. That kind of movement, arm side run at the velocity that he pitches at, very impressive.
And a sharply hit ball through the hole off the fastball. And Segura is on base for the 3rd time. It's his 2nd hit.
Now this guy's swinging the bat as well as anybody in baseball. And it was back on early May, first week of May, where he was hitting 280. And now that batting average up over 340.
Well, he started the day 3rd in the league in hitting. And he has some extra base pop. Haniger hitting 2nd in their lineup, takes a fastball for a strike. Castillo worked an inning in the game Wednesday in Washington. 1 inning and 2 strikeouts. Good take by Haniger there, and it's 1-1. So the fastball slider combo from Castillo in Washington. Fly ball into left. It's caught by Ralph Snyder.
Boy, Haniger had a very good idea there, and he had the right trajectory on the swing, but was just a little bit too early. That ball off the end of the bat. Fortunate right there. Here's the breaking ball kind of spinning into the zone, and he's got a good swing on it, but it's just a hair too early. And watch this. That ball right off the end of the bat. Loses all its juice.
Here's Nelson Cruz. He hit one out to right center in the 5th. And he takes a fastball at 96. Cruz walked in the 1st inning, lined to first base in the 3rd. He has a dozen home runs on the year now. Into the dirt, skipping by Sucre. And down to second goes Segura. So on the wild pitch, the 3rd of the day, charged to Rays pitching. It's a 1-1 count. Up and in, 2-1. You saw Kevin Cash on the phone down to the bullpen, and we're going to get some stirring down there. Inside with a fastball.
Well, you know what? Kevin Cash has been watching this game right along with the rest of us, and even though you've got a 4-run lead here and it's starting to get late, you still don't feel very comfortable because it's been an odd game.
Alvarado starts to loosen. And Castillo gives up a walk, and he was out of sorts in that sequence of pitches to Cruz.
And he got away with that breaking ball to Haniger and was kind of all over the place there to Cruz. You know, he's got plenty of stuff. It's the ability to harness it.
Sucre will make a visit to the mound. Kyle Seager will be the hitter. And Kyle Snyder's going to join in on the conversation on the mound. All of this giving Alvarado extra time in the bullpen. Seager had grounded home a run in the 1st inning, otherwise 0 for 3.
Question. Sucre heads out to the mound, chit-chats with his pitcher for a few seconds.
Yep.
Now here comes Kyle Snyder. Is that 1 mound visit or is that 2?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a continuation of 1 extended mound visit.
Okay.
You see now Snyder leaves and Sucre hangs around. Do they start another one? Is that the 3rd one?
Well, you wouldn't be the 3rd one, but Sucre got you got your catcher out there talking.
Yeah.
And you're having a short conversation. Now here comes the pitching coach. Pitching coach leaves. You're still there with your catcher. I mean, I guess that's taking advantage of the rule. I mean,
just trying to get an edge,
I guess.
Alvarado got a few extra tosses in the bullpen,
which is what it's all about.
That's exactly right. Kyle Seager.
Maybe next time trip on the way out.
Oh, and this one skips in past Sucre. So after all of that, a wild pitch. The 2nd one of the inning. The 4th wild pitch charged to Rays pitching today.
Yeah, and just no feel right now for that two-seamer. Yanked that one all the way back across the plate, and really Sucre had no chance at it.
Well, second and third now with one out. You're dealing with the middle part of the order. Seager, the cleanup hitter. As we mentioned at the outset, he's been better against lefties than righties this year. And now Sucre wasn't sure where that one was going to wind up.
Been one of those days.
Well, this is the way the game was early. And Snell kind of settled it down a little bit in the middle part. But it's showing some shaky signs here in the seventh. Fouled back on the fastball. 97. Castillo in a tough spot here, and he is behind 3-1. 24-year-old hard throwing pitcher out of the bullpen. Healy is on deck. Ground ball right side into the shift, out at first. A run scores. Cruz goes to third as Segura crosses the plate. Seager making contact, drives in his second run of the ball game, and that makes it 6-3. Now a runner at third and Nelson Cruz. Ryan Healy is the hitter. And the first pitch, fastball, 97, in for a strike. Healy took a 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Snell into right field for a base hit in the third. And lines this one foul up the left side. That went in at 97 from the right-hander Castillo, and it now moves the count to 2 strikes.
You know, when he's able to start that fastball in the inner third and run it with that velocity and that kind of arm side run, you can hit it hard like Healy just did, but the chance of you keeping that ball fair, not very good.
And he pops it up. That ball might stay playable. Gomez on the run, gets there. Gomez and Bowers tangled up. Both hit the deck. Gomez hangs on for the out. And both a bit shaken. Gomez still down on his back. And Bowers kneeling in front of the bench down there. A foul ball, and here's another look as they tangle. And Gomez gloves it and hangs on through all of that. And that will retire the side. That, my friends, is a major entanglement. And the top of the seventh is over. Hang on to a 6-3 lead. A little precarious in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah.
This collision right here.
Can you see the memes coming out of that one?
Oh my.
No. Look at this. I mean, both of these guys going full bore.
Well, the concentration on the face of Gomez, and then here comes the collision. An entanglement indeed. First pitch here in the bottom of the 7th. Robertson takes it for a ball. Bowers will be next, and then Duffy.
That looks so painful. So painful.
2-0. Well, you saw the two of them heading in the same direction, and there wasn't a lot good kind of come out of that, except that Gomez hung on to the baseball for the final out.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're watching that play develop from our vantage point. Nobody was pulling off of it, and you're like, boys, you're going to end up in the same spot. I guess that's the best possible outcome.
Yeah,
you get
nobody
the out
hurt.
and nobody hurt. That's right.
Two now. And a check swing. He held up that ball popping away from Zunino. The count is full. First 3 innings for Hernandez. And now a 3-inning stint by Elias out here opening the 7th, which would be his 4th. It's fouled into the screen. It's popped up. Foul ball, and that will carry out of play. Look out down there.
How about that, Dwayne, right here? Steph Curry. Back there, game 4 last night. Champions and right to the Trop.
Foul ball into the screen.
There you go. Yeah. It may not be Steph. Does have his jersey and the bobblehead out.
Yeah. Here's ball 4. Robertson, who's in the top 10 in the league in walks, draws one here to open the bottom of the 7th inning, and it brings up Jake Bowers. Bowers picking up his first big league hit in the first inning. Presented by Geico. Double up the alley. Came back with another hit in the 4th inning, 2 for 3. Robertson back in at first with a move over there by Elias. Tight with a fastball, just missed the corner, says Marvin Hudson. Rays scored a run in the first, 3 in the 2nd inning, and 2 more in the 3rd. Bowers lifts a popper to the left side. Foul ball now, and Seager makes the catch. 1 away. The Mariners getting a pretty good relief stint from Elias. following Hernandez, who had his shortest outing of the year.
And he came into a tough situation, his team down big, but tasked with keeping them in the game. He's done just that, you know, showing some good life on the fastball, breaking ball, changing arm angles.
Giving up only one hit. That was the Bauer single in the fourth. 1-0 now to Duffy. It's wide, 2-0. Joey Wendell on deck. Line drive base hit through the hole on the left side. Robertson's going to go to third. Throw comes to third. Safe there. No throw to second. Going into second base is Duffy. And Robertson a little slow getting up at third base. He aggressively goes first to third on the base hit to left.
Denard Span trying to get him, at least make a play. Oh, he got his hands caught behind him, and that head gets down there close to the dirt. You kick up some of that into your eyes. Didn't do a full face plant. See how close it was. Watch the arms get caught up, get bent back.
Yeah, that's a rough landing right there. They give Duffy a double, and now here's Wendell. 1 ball, no strikes. So the Rays with a chance to widen the lead again. One.
Joey Wendell would love to get a ball out into the outfield, but first things first, hit the ball hard. You've got that defense on the left side all the way into the cut, on the right side about halfway.
Ooh, how about that breaking ball?
Yeah, you
1 and 2.
Lower that arm angle and spin it from sidearm. And you go from 3/4 arm slot to sidearm, and that ball spins, catches the lefty by surprise.
It's too far outside. 2 and 2. Another breaking ball. Close pitch there at 95, a little wide, and the count is full. Walk and a double. 1 out in the inning. 3-2 to Wendell. It's lifted toward the bullpen, foul ground, caught by Span, and now he drops it on the exchange. Robertson scores. Robertson tagged and scores on a sacrifice fly. And the Rays pick up another run to make it 7-3.
Yeah, Denard had to run a long way to grab that, and glove side, he's going to make the catch and then look to spin and make the throw because Daniel Robertson was tagging up. There's the catch. Everything's got to happen perfectly and very quickly, and the ball just comes loose.
So Robertson turns the leadoff walk into a run on a foul fly ball off the bat of Wendell. Duffy at second base with 2 gone, and Carlos Gomez. There goes the bat. Look out. That into the photographer's well. Not protected by the screen, but everybody's okay.
That does not look very good. Low flyer. You got that camera lens.
Now Gomez lifts the fly ball toward the right field line. Haniger makes the catch. The Rays are out in the 7th, but they add a run. It's 7-3 Tampa Bay through 7. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By El Dorado Furniture, a different kind of furniture store for over 50 years. And by your local Ford dealers. A couple of strikes thrown there by Fred McGriff and Tito Martinez. Throwing out the first pitch on a day when Fred and Tino were honored by dual bobbleheads. Back to the hill, Diego Castillo swinging through it, strike 1. Zunino singled in the 6th inning and was out trying to go to 3rd. And a base hit by Span. 2. And out on 3 pitches this time. Slider takes care of Zunino. That's what we saw in Washington.
Yeah, much more in control here. Get ahead, and then a couple of nasty sliders down and away, and Diego Castillo shows you how he can just overpower and overmatch a hitter.
Denard Span will bat. He's 2 for 3. Takes the ball. We're in the 8th. The Rays up 7-3. Pitch this one off the plate in. Doing 1. Action in the bullpen for Seattle. Mike Moore, and the right-hander is up. There's a long one down the right field line. That ball will hook and be foul. Span gave it a ride.
Just down and in far enough. That's a dangerous area to go to Denard Span. We've seen him be able to get out and launch those balls, but this one gets just a little bit further in. Tough to keep that pitch fair in off the plate.
Now the 2-2 and a full count. Castillo gave up a leadoff single in the 7th inning. Threw a couple of wild pitches. A run came home on a ground ball. Now a full count to Span with 1 out. The base is empty in the 8th. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Well, that's where all you do is tip your hat, or helmet in this case, to the pitcher. That nasty slider right down at the bottom of the zone in a full count. Late dip.
Guillermo Heredia. Takes the ball. Ready, a couple of fly ball outs and a ground ball. There's a strike. Heredia had an infield hit in the game last night. It's his only hit on this road trip for Seattle. Inside 2-1. He is 1 of 17 now for the life of the road trip. Batting with the bases empty and 2 outs. There's a line drive and a base hit. Cut off by Rep Snyder, and Heredia will hang on at first. And another nice job by Rep Snyder out there in left field, and gets a nice hand for his effort.
He's got that move down. He's got the sliding backhand. Get to your feet immediately and give a great throw right here. Right away. Keep the speedy Heredia at first base and out of scoring position. Well done.
Romine will be lifted for a pinch hitter. Gamble. Ben Gamble announced as the pinch hitter for Romine. Kyle Snyder back to the hill to confer with Castillo. The Rays have Chaz Rowe up in the bullpen. Alvarado had been up. They sat him down. And now it's Chaz Rowe with Gamble announced as the hitter. Snell worked 6. Castillo an inning in 2/3 so far. A 7-3 ball game. Gamble played last night, was 1 of 3 with a walk and a run scored. And he takes ball 1. It's too high. Fastball. Ball 3 up and away. So he missed with a fastball again. 3-0. 2 strikeouts, then the walk. Gamble up 3-0. Segura on deck. Now a strike. And ball 4. So the pinch hitter Gamble draws the walk. All of this with 2 outs. Top of the order, Gene Segura is due next, and Kevin Cash comes out of the dugout to make the pitching change. Call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Again, good to have options. That's why the Florida Lottery has over 70 unique scratch-off games. So add a little play to your day with these new games. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Chaz Rowe on for the 30th time.
Well, he does have 13 holds and an ERA of 3.63. A couple of runners aboard here, 2 outs. But top of the order, the always dangerous Gene Segura.
Now the 3rd leading hitter in the American League started the day at 340 up to 344 with a 2-for-3 day. He's been on base 3 times. And Rowe all set to go to work. First pitch is chopped foul down into the stands.
You see where that pitch was. It was just in off the plate, and he will pull that pitch. He's quick enough to do so. But his approach and where he's been able to stay really consistent. You see right here, you react to this pitch. But anything middle of the plate away, he is thinking about going up and through the middle of that field. He's got his hands low, tries to stay inside the baseball.
And this one down he goes. The bat one way as he hits the deck. And it's 1-1.
Wrap the slider right around it. A slider gone awry.
Snell for 6. Castillo an inning and 2/3. And now it's Rowe. 1-1. Foul into the screen. Rowe inheriting the 2 base runners. Heredia on second. Gamble at first after drawing the pinch hit walk. 1-2, and that's fouled right back.
Well, and he got a good swing at that slider. You see a lot of guys pull off that pitch, but it's because he tries to stay through the middle of the field that allows him to stay on it. Especially if it's up like that. And this one, you know, gives him a chance to stay on it because it's up. You want that down and away, obviously. It sort of gives you your best chance.
One, two. Hot shot. Grabbed at short by Robertson. Throw to first. Got him to retire the side. Nice play. Daniel Robertson moving to his left. Flags it down. 2 men left, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Rays up 7-3. Seven-3 ball game. Rays lead moving into the bottom of the 8th. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by WB Mason. Rich and Doug will have an opportunity to break down the Rays rookie first baseman Jake Bauers with a couple hits today, including his first big league hit. We'll hear from Kevin Cash and the minor league report as well. Alex Smith will open the home half of the 8th inning against right-hander Mike Morin. The first pitch, a base hit out of the reach of the diving Segura, and that's hit number 3 on the day for Alex Smith.
Well, right back through the middle. Segura shading him up there. Just can't quite get there. Great effort.
Gives the Rays 10 hits. Christian Arroyo at the plate. Morin's fastball 90 misses, ball 1. Morin 27 years old. He's seen big league time with the Angels, back and forth over 3 or 4 seasons, and limited time with Kansas City. Here with Seattle. There goes Alex Smith. Pitches a strike. Throw will be in time. Malik's trying to get in there head first and is called out by Ben May. D. Gordon took the throw.
Kevin Cash kind of taking a peek back there. Malik Smith coming off the field. It was not the cleanest of jumps, and that gave Zunino a chance. Well, it looked like that left hand got in there ahead of the tag, got it underneath his foot.
Yeah, and the Rays want to take a look.
Yeah, why not? It certainly looked like they've got a pretty good case. This is a good shot here. Hand is to the front edge of that bag before the tag was made.
Yeah, I think they have a pretty good chance.
They should.
Well, Malik's with 11 steals, his 8th in the league. This would be his 12th if the Rays prevail. He leads the league in caught stealings. So he'd like to turn that around a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you know, his break on that one was not clean. And that's why this was even a close play at all. Having that left foot move out of the way helped out too.
Well, the Rays decide to challenge it. Leadoff single, an attempt to steal. Call on the field is out, a caught stealing.
Well, that's where you get that little. There we go with the call. Oh.
And they're going to say he was out. Wow.
Yeah, that surprised. I'm surprised at that one, especially with that angle, that low third base camera. It certainly looked like Malik's hand, or oven mitt, if you will, got to the bag before the tag was applied. Here it is. Is he there?
He is on the bag. Where's the ball and the glove?
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, I'm disappointed over that one. So Malik's caught stealing for the 7th time this year. Count to Arroyo goes to 2-1. 2-2 on the breaking ball. And a cut and a miss there on the fastball up. So strikeout of Arroyo. 2 outs, and Rob Refsnyder on his way to the plate. Refsnyder was part of the offense with a run scored in the 3-run second, but he has made a couple outstanding defensive plays in left field. He takes a strike.
Hey, he got Mike Zunino down at third base in what would have been a 2nd and 3rd nobody out situation.
It's a strike. 0-2.
Held Guillermo Heredia to a single in what could have been a 2-out double. They've done a nice job out there in left field.
Snyder chases that pitch and is out on strikes. So the Rays leave no one, lose a man caught stealing, and we go to the 9th. It's 7-3 Tampa Bay. Toyota, let's go places. By Sling TV, live TV you love, only better. And by your local Honda dealer. We go to the 9th inning. Hanniger takes a strike. Snell, Castillo, and Rowe for the Rays. Alvarado is up in the bullpen for the Rays. The Rays trying to close this one out. Justify closed out the Belmont.
He did.
13th Triple Crown winner.
Wow.
This pitch is wide, 2-1.
Well, I thought the way that they were closing on him in the Preakness did not bode well for him going into the Belmont.
Yep.
But
well, there you go.
A couple of good weeks of training, Blaine.
Yes, that's right.
Got it done.
Ground ball to the right side. That's going to go through. Wendell was pulled toward the middle, and Hanniger has a leadoff single in the 9th inning.
That's at least the second time, maybe the third time that we've seen Hanniger do that. And there's what you're talking about. Got a lot of wide open territory there on the right side, and you get a pitch away and just poke it right through.
And you know, you think especially that could be true with the slider. Pitch moving in that direction.
Oh, it makes it easy for you. If you're disciplined enough to stay back and not try to go out and get that pitch, it invites the base hit to right.
Now here's Cruz. Pitch inside, 1-0.
And you know, if you're a Hanniger, it's a smart play. You're down 4. You need base runners. That's not the time to turn and burn. Take your base hit and move on from there. Cruz could do the same thing. He's got a wide open right side, although a little bit different hitter at this point.
1-1 to count.
Well, his home run was to right field. See what Bauer's holding Hanniger on. A ton of room to work with.
That's a strike. 1-2. Ground ball back to the mound. Out at second. Out at first, the Rays get the double play. Started by Rowe. Wendell in the middle, 1-4-3 on the double play. And he races that leadoff base hit by Hanniger.
Well, that was well done, and Chaz Rowe's the one that gets it started. There's that breaking ball going down and away, and Cruz trying to hit that ball the other way. Rowe, Wendell.
Now Kyle Seager. A foul ball the other way.
Nice glove on the rebound.
They've had some action down there.
Yeah, they've made some plays.
Yes.
Old school Seattle look.
One to count. It's low, 1-1. It'll be Nathan Eovaldi and James Paxton here tomorrow. It's a 1:10 start.
That's another
great pitching matchup. A lot of velocity.
Make sure those babies are charged up overnight.
Yep.
And Nathan Eovaldi, he doesn't waste any time.
No.
I mean, he doesn't build up to 97, 98. He just comes out pounding.
Yep. His first start was like that.
Yeah. He's making up for lost time, Glenn.
Yep. Gets it and throws it. Paxton's been so good for Seattle. Here the Rays trying to close out a win and to snap the losing streak. They have a 7-3 lead. And the 1-2. Down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rowe came into this game in the 8th, threw a double play ball, threw a ground ball to get out of that spot, threw the double play ball here in the 9th. The pitch is fouled back, so he's trying to close it out for Blake Snell. Two gone, bases empty. 2-2 the count to Seager. And he fouls this one, extending it at least one more pitch. The Rays hope to close this one out and start another streak. They have been a streaky bunch, winning and losing, and trying to put the end on an 8-game losing streak here. They're a strike away from doing that. And a cut and a miss. That does it. Fastball at 94. And the Rays are 7-3 winners today. Found out 10 hits. Snell's going to get the victory, his 8th of the year, to go 8-3. Felix Hernandez, the losing pitcher, that's going to drop his mark to 6-5, and a save for Chaz Rowe, the first save as a Ray, and the 5th of his career. Took 2 hours and 52 minutes to play it before 12,258. Rays are 7-3 winners here over the Seattle Mariners. For Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the postgame comes your way next. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon from Tropicana Field.